Hopefully I'm back, people. Hopefully I'm back and you can all hear me. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed you can all hear me. Fingers crossed. I'm back, people. I'm back. I'm sorry. I genuinely don't know what happened. I'm absolutely livid. I am livid because now I have to do everything that I was doing all over again. I've got to do everything. I don't know why StreamYard just done a madness to me. I don't know why it just done a madness to me. For whatever reason, my sound wasn't working. I don't know. I've got to restart the whole stream again. Thanks, StreamYard. Absolute morons. Absolute fucking morons. You morons, man. I swear down. You absolute pagans. And I know you're listening as well, StreamYard. I know you lot are listening too, because I know you listen to everything. Listening as well, StreamYard. You lot are a bunch of twats. Okay, now I was almost done as well, and you just cut my audio out randomly. Dickheads. But anyway, people, I guess we'll have to start again. Sorry, I guess we'll have to start again and discuss everything all over again now. I'm not going to go for too long. I'm only going to be on here for about an hour max. But yeah, the Galatasaray game tomorrow, people. I made my thoughts on it earlier clear, and I'll say it again. Look, we have to win. You know what I'm saying? We have to get the 3 points. Fuck, I can't even concentrate no more. Because I was almost done with my stream, and then StreamYard does a madness to me, and now I've got to start all over again, discuss everything all over again. I guess I'll start with we'll start with the lineup that I went with on my lineup thing. I'm all over the place now, people. But I just want to get this done as quickly as possible now. The StreamYard's pissed me the fuck off. Pissed me the fuck off, man. I hope you guys can hear and see me, but whatever. If not, cool. Fucking hate this day, man. Fucking hate this day. Almost done. Was literally going to do another 10 minutes max, and I swear they better not cut my sound out now for the whole hour. You better not cut my sound out for the whole hour. Twat. I've got to go somewhere as well after this as well. Apologies for ranting, people. Apologies. I apologize in advance. But you know how it is. You know how it is with these situations at times. But yeah, I guess we'll start with we'll discuss a bit about the Galatasaray again. I'm just going to say exactly what I said earlier on, and I'll say it again. Look, just don't lose the first leg. As long as we don't lose the first leg tomorrow, I'm confident going into the second leg at home. I am. I'm confident because, look, people will say going away to Galatasaray will be hard. It will be hard. Their ground's very hostile. Their fans are very hostile. It's a tough place to go. You know what I'm saying? We found out when we played there earlier in the season when we lost 1-0. Fans are electric. Ground is electric. Everything about Galatasaray away, it's electric. You know what I'm saying? They're no mugs. They got a decent team as well on paper. They've got the likes of Icardi there. They've got the likes of Osimhen there. You've got the likes of who else? Sane. Sane didn't do. We know Sane had a tough time at Bayern. Had a very, very tough time at Bayern. But at Galatasaray, he's kind of had a bit of rejuvenation. So look, these are players that can all cause Liverpool problems, cause us problems defensively. Certainly, can certainly cause us issues defensively. Sane was giving us issues last time around. Osimhen was giving us issues last time around. Even who else did they have at the time? Who else did I say? Icardi as well. Again, a good team on paper, a very good team on paper. However, on paper, we also have a good team. Our results don't back it up most of the time, but you've got the likes of Ekatike here, Salah here, Virgil here, Allison here. You know what I'm saying? Words. We have a very good team on paper as well. So we should be going to Galatasaray and we should be winning on paper. Big up Night Tom Kid, bro. Big up, man. Apologies. I don't know what happened. StreamYard just bugged. So I've had to redo the whole stream again, which has pissed me the fuck off. Yes, Night Tom Kid, I did. I'm pissed off that I've had to do it, by the way. I'm absolutely livid because I was almost done. Now I've got to discuss everything again. I'm not going to be on for long anyway. I'm not going to be on for long. This is the problem with StreamYard. This is the issue with StreamYard you have. You know what I'm saying? They just lag you out. And the sound was playing up again all day today. All day today, I was having sound issues. Apologies, man. But yeah, that's rough, man. It is rough, bro. It's rough. It's pissed me off for certain. They better not give me no issues now for this next hour. They better not give me no issues. I swear that I'm going to crash out otherwise differently. I'm on edge at the moment with what the fuck's happened. Almost done. And they just reads into what you were saying. Yeah, bro. I've got to make it an hour though because there's no point going live for less than that. But yeah, what was I saying earlier? The game against Galatasaray first time around was what's the word I'm looking for now? Was entertaining to say the least because I never thought that we I never really never realized how good they were. I didn't realize how good they were to begin with. So when we played them last time around, when they beat us, they made it hard. You've seen them do that to other clubs as well. Look what they did to Juventus. When Galatasaray played Juventus, they absolutely took the piss out of Juventus. Let's be honest. They dealt with Juventus differently. 5-2, I think it was in the first leg. So they absolutely destroyed them and destroyed the hell out of them. So this time around, you can imagine it will be something similar. You know what I'm saying? It can be something similar, should I say, if Liverpool are on it. Now, they beat us 3-2. When was this? When did they beat you guys 3-2? I didn't even know Spurs and Galatasaray played each other this season. That's crazy. So it wasn't a battering. Yeah, that's not a bad result for you guys, to be fair. I didn't even know you played them, though. That's mad. Or are you talking about a past result from another season? But yeah, team news for the game, guys. Alisson's out, like I said. So Mohamedashvili will be playing in the sticks. Other than that, there's no issues. I did say Alisson was out, which is a problem. Paul Joyce reported it as well. But just I'll get the quotes up as well, by the way, people, again. I wasn't going to restart the stream originally, Nighttime Kid. I was going to leave it, but then I thought, you know what? I can't go a day without streaming. I genuinely can't, so I thought, fuck it. Got to get back on here. So yeah, this is Fabrizio Romano reported it as well. Oh, you played them last season. Was that the Europa League then? It must have been the Europa League. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano basically said this about Alisson. Alisson will miss this week's game versus Galatasaray due to a fitness issue. Mohamedashvili to start in goal for Liverpool. There's a picture of Alisson. So yeah, I'd say it's rough, but at the end of the day, in a one-off game, like I said before, I trust Mohamedashvili to fill in and do a job. I do. I don't think it'll be an issue. I trust him to fill in and do a job. But like I said, if he's playing 6-7 games in a row, that's when I kind of feel, okay, we could struggle. We could struggle if that's the case. As long as he's not playing loads of games in a row, and as long as it's just a one-off, because I'll be honest, we need Alisson back for the Spurs game this weekend. We need him back for a second leg as well. So, look, we need him fit. We need him fit. I really rate your number 2 keeper. I have a weird relationship with Mohamedashvili, to be fair. I'd say I have a weird relationship with him, but I don't think he's bad. But I think at the moment he's just a number 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying in the future Mohamedashvili can't be a good striker. Can't be a good goalkeeper, because he can be, but look, when Alisson does leave eventually, it's going to be hard for whoever comes in next to fill in for him. It is going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? Because of what Alisson has done for us down the years, the standards he set as a goalkeeper, not just for Liverpool, but in the footballing world, it's going to be hard. So I have my doubts whether Mohammed should the time come, be able to replace Alisson Becker as our number one. I do have a doubt. For now, I think he's kind of learning his trade. He was on loan last season. He's come back this year. And I'll be honest, it looks like he's not too happy either with what's been said. It looks like he's a bit annoyed about not getting more first team football. But it's like this. Look, you came to Liverpool, you knew the trade, you knew what was going to happen, right? You knew you weren't going to be getting much first team football with with the likes of Alisson playing in front of you. Any other goalkeeper, let's be honest, if he was at a club like Spurs, I'll use Spurs as an example here, Nighttime Kid. No disrespect to nothing. I got nothing against Spurs, like I said. But I'll use you as an example. If he was your goalkeeper, or if he was at your club, he'd probably play more because you've got Vicario in front of him. And Vicario, let's be honest, isn't the best goalkeeper out there. So he'd have more chance. But at a club like Liverpool or at a club like Real Madrid, even, for example, you're not going to get much game time. You're not going to get much game time. Because we have a world-class goalkeeper between the sticks anyway. So yeah, that's it. That's the issue for him. So if I just get rid of that there. So no Alisson for the game. Let's bring myself in the middle. I would take him at my club. To be fair, he'd actually do well. I think he would do well for Spurs. I think he would do well. You can't just play the number 2 in the cup games. To be fair, that's what they're for though, isn't it? Let's be honest. That's what they're for. They're there to play FA Cup ties. They're there to play FA Cup ties, and they're there to be, when the first choice keeper is injured, you know what I'm saying? When the first choice keeper is injured, that's when the backup goalkeeper is supposed to be available and supposed to step in. You know what I'm saying? Well, they won't go that way. You're right, to be fair, Nighttime Kid. You are right to an extent. It is hard for a backup goalkeeper to really drive if they don't get regular first team football. It is hard, but then again, it's also hard because you look at who you've got to compete with. Keeper market is easy. Trafford and Mohammed available. I hear that. Although I don't really rate Trafford all that highly either. To be fair, I think Trafford's the City number 2. Is it? Is it the City number 2? I'm sure it's the City number 2 if I'm correct. Something like that. Mohammed, I think the best thing for him would be to go out on loan. Personally, again, I think send him out on loan, and then in a couple of years' time, I feel maybe then he can come back, and maybe then he can be the one to replace Alisson. But for now, I don't really trust him. I'll be honest. I don't. I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I think the main reason when we had that bad run where we lost to Brentford, where we lost to United, where we lost to who else did we lose to in that run? We lost to PSV Eindhoven. Yeah, he was in goal for that game. Chelsea, Palace. I feel the main reason we were losing those games was because he was in goal, and the saves that he should have been making, the easy saves he should have been making, he wasn't making. He wasn't. I feel if Alisson was in goal, we probably don't lose those games, or if we do, we don't lose them as heavily as we did. We got absolutely smashed to pieces in that first in that period where Alisson was unavailable. So yeah, fingers crossed, man. He would be number 1. Vicario could get out. Yeah, potentially Nighttime Kid. 3-man like mama. Come to Spurs, lads, be number 1. Trafford only had 1 off game, not 2 off games at City. Actually, I remember the game where was it when you played them actually, Night Time Kid? I believe it was when you played them and you beat them 2-0 at the Etihad where he made a mistake. If I'm correct, correct me if I'm wrong, of course. But I remember him being trash in that game. He was the reason that Spurs scored to begin with. He was the reason that they scored. But look, I think at a big club you need a world class goalkeeper, a world class shot stopper, and I just don't think he's a world class shot stopper. I just don't. Um, but yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. Alisson being out for this game is a miss, but as long as he's not out for too long, that's the important thing here. As long as he's not out for a sustainable amount or period of time, that's the good thing. You know what I'm saying? If he was out for a long period of time, I'd be worried. But yeah, I'm not too upset about him being out for this game. Us and Brighton had no second leg goal was his. Okay, no, Tom Kid, I hear that. But yeah, other than that, team news is fine. We've recently got Frimpong back available. Who else do we have? Everyone else is really available. The only real long-term injuries Liverpool have at the moment are to Connor Bradley, of course. Isak is still out for now. Keyword for now. He will be back soon. Other than that, we're available. And like I said, it'll be a tough game. It will be a tough game. We have to learn from the first time around we played them. When we played them the first time, I feel their atmosphere really, really intimidated us. Kind of made us feel small. Their fans were right outside the hotel as well, by the way. I don't know if people know this, but their fans were right outside our hotel the day of the game. Outside the hotel. Just making life hard for us. I think they kept us up all night as well. And then it sold because the next day, when the game happened, we were in trouble. We were in big trouble. We lost 1-0. Deservedly lost 1-0 for being honest. Like I said, they sat in a low block, made it hard for Liverpool. Liverpool couldn't really play through them. And against low blocks, Liverpool struggle. You look at the games where Liverpool have played well in this season. We've played well in games against the likes of who can I use for an example here? The likes of Brighton, where Brighton, who are open, play football. We actually had joy against clubs, the lower level clubs like when I say lower level clubs like the Burnleys, the Sunderlands, the Leedses. These are the games where we struggle in traditionally because they play low blocks and they make it hard. So the first time around they played a low block against us, made it hard. And we lost, deservedly lost as well because we were clueless. At the time as well, I'll be honest, we probably weren't. Well, a lot of us were still slotting. I think at the time, we were all kind of under the assumption that the team need time to gel and slot is he just needs to find a way around it. Now, a couple of months later, the team have gelled, but it's obvious that slot is the problem. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow. But there's a lot of interesting games on. There's a lot of interesting games on. As obviously, we're paying attention to the Liverpool game. But PSG versus Chelsea is going to be interesting. Repeat of the Club World Cup final. Obviously, Chelsea have changed managers since then. Madrid City again. It's interesting. It's going to be an interesting game. We know that. So that'll be interesting. Atletico Tottenham will be interesting. Barcelona PSG going to be interesting. Barcelona PSG, Barcelona Newcastle. So it's not just our games. There's going to be some interesting mouth-watering ties. I think my club could be Atletico. Never rule it out. Night Tom Kid. Reminder, Shorthan Lookman is the only danger. Yeah, true. Yo, big up Indian Scouser, bro. Big up to Indian Scouser, my brother. Away at City in the FA Cup quarterfinal. No way. Have we actually drawn City away in the next round of the cup? Ain't no way, bro. Yo, that is peak for us. City away. Nah, fucking hell. Big up yourself, though, and make sure you sub to my brother Indian Scouser. Absolute legend in the building. Arsenal got Southampton away and Chelsea got home to Port Vale. We got no luck, lol. The draw literally ended. Oh, wow. I missed it, bro, because I've been live, haven't I? 2 Scousers in the house. Yeah, man. I missed it because I was live, but wow. So we take City on at the Etihad in the next round. How strong do we even go for that game? How strong do they go for that game? You know what I mean? So, wow, that's crazy, bro. But cheers for letting me know. Thank you for letting us know about that Indian Scout. So big up yourself. Make sure you sub to my brother Indian Scout. So like I said, again, legend in the building. But tomorrow's game, let's just show that we've learned from the game. You know what I'm saying? Let's show that we learned. Let's show that we've developed. You know, matured, should I say? We made a mistake last time we played them. This time around, let's go there with no fear. You know what I'm saying? Let's go there with no fear. I think we were fearful last time we went to Galatasaray, hence why they were able to intimidate us, get in our heads, and make it hard. This time around, we've got to show that we've learned. Arsenal always get easy teams. These men always give Arsenal easy teams. Yeah, I hear United, Tom Kid. They want them to win. To be fair, they've had easy teams before, but they don't win the competition. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, go there with no fear, man. No fear, no intimidation, no nothing. If we play to our best ability with our team, and Galatasaray play with their best ability to their team, with their team, should I say, we should win. Because on paper, respectfully, we have a better squad than they do. But it's all about what the manager does. You know, it's all about the decisions the manager makes. You know, whether he's smart with it or whether he's not smart with it. I don't think he should experiment tomorrow, personally. I think he needs to play players in the correct position and play players where they need to play. You know what I'm saying? I know he likes to experiment with Soboslai, right wing, right back. None of that. You know, same with Jones. Don't experiment with it. Just play the right team. Like I said, don't lose the first leg. You know what I'm saying? Do not lose that first leg. If we lose the first leg, it could be a problem. You know, say we lose 2-1, 1-0. I think that's manageable because we can turn it around. But say we lose 2-0, for example, the first leg. The second leg, they're going to just low block it because they've got no reason to attack because they have the advantage. They have the advantage. So a draw tomorrow, I'll take it. If we can scam a win, perfect. We scammed a win against Paris Saint-Germain last round in the round of 16 last year. So why can't we do it again? Why can't we do it again, right? Why can't we do it again? Ever Spurs. I'm sorry, Prophet of Everton. I can't lie. Fair enough, Nighttime Kid. I can't stand Everton personally. But I bet Liverpool too. Cheers for that, Nighttime Kid, brother. Cheers for that. But yeah, we play to our best ability. They play to their best ability. We should be getting the win. We should be getting the win. However, I'll be more than happy with a draw. Having said all of that, I'll be more than happy with a draw in tomorrow's leg. Because people will say their ground's an intimidating place to go to. It's hard to go to and that. But I'd also flip that around and say at Anfield, we can make it intimidating. We can make them sweat. We can make them, feel the way they made us feel when we played them last time around. So, yeah, look, it was either going to be one of the two. We knew we were going to get a rematch against someone. Either we were going to get Atletico Madrid home and away, or we were going to get Galatasaray home and away. Now we've drawn Galatasaray home and away. It's not the end of the world because look at some of the teams that other clubs have drawn. The City have drawn Madrid. Now Madrid are crap, but in the Champions League, Madrid can always give you issues. We know they can always give you issues. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea have probably drawn the worst team out there. Paris Saint-Germain, the defending holders, who aren't great at the moment, but they're still an issue. They are still an issue. Spurs drew Atletico Madrid. So we could have got a worse draw. I think we've done well to get Galatasaray. Having said that, it's still not an easy game. If we're being real, you should beat them. We should not, Tomkin. On paper, we should be able to beat them. We should have enough to beat them, should I say. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be not winning. However, with the way Liverpool have played this season, we've been so inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? We've been so inconsistent. It's unreal. In the league, Champions League, we're a different team every other week. How can you beat Newcastle 4-1 at home, destroy them, and then lose to Bournemouth the week after? How can you beat... I don't know what to say, genuinely. How can you go away to Inter, get a good result, and then go away to Leeds and draw 3-0, conceding 3 goals to a newly promoted side. How? You know what I'm saying? You beat Newcastle, then you lose to City away. You know what I'm saying? Then you beat Sunderland away. You lose to Wolves, but then a couple of days before that, you balled out against West Ham and scored 5 goals, slapped them. Exactly, United Tompkins, we have better quality players. We have much better quality. They've got maybe 3 or 4 players that can hurt us. But then again, if our defence is on it, they don't have 3 or 4 players who can hurt us. VVD, if he's on it, can easily knock up Osimhen. You know what I'm saying? If our fullbacks are on it, Sane can easily get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Big up King, bro. Make sure you shop to my brother King, another one of the fellas to put a realist. Big up, tough FA Cup draw for you. Going to be tough against Galatasaray tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be a tough game tomorrow. And I seen that we got City away in the FA Cup, which is mad. That is mad, bro. Yeah, it's not something I'm looking forward to. I'll say that much. City away at the Etihad. I know they're not great, but fuck me, still, man, it'll still be a tough one. But big up, King, man. Appreciate you dropping by. Yeah, guys. Just don't lose. Don't lose that first leg. That's all I'll say. We're probably better off playing them now than we were a couple of weeks ago. Like I said, I'll say it again. Defensively, Liverpool have to be on point. Van Dijk's got to be on it. Konate's got to be on it. Because last time out against Galatasaray, we weren't on it. Virgil van Dijk gave a penalty away when we played them, and Osimhen bagged. And they low blocked it and they made it hard. Can't be like that this time around. Cannot afford to be like that this time around. Big up, man. Big up, King, Night Tompkins. Big up yourself, man. Big up King as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see the other games too, as a neutral. I'm very intrigued to see how the PSG Chelsea game gets on. How the Real Madrid City game gets on. Even the Atletico Madrid Tottenham game. I'm intrigued to see how these games will go, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, what else could I really say about the game? The only miss is Alisson. Obviously, you'd feel 10 times better if Alisson was in goal than Mamardashvili. Naturally, you'd feel a lot better. However, for a one-off game, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think Mamardashvili can fill in, and I think he can do a job. You know the ones there. Spurs versus Liverpool UCL final, run it back. Potentially night time. I don't think Tottenham will make the final. I don't even think we'll make the final. I don't even think Liverpool make the final, firstly, because let's say we do make it past Galatasaray, right? Let's say we do beat Galatasaray over 2 legs. We've then got to go into the quarterfinals knowing we're going to play either Paris Saint-Germain again, so a rematch of last year, or we're going to play Chelsea in the quarterfinals. Either one of those games is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Make no bones about it. It will be difficult. Paris Saint-Germain, they're not great at the moment, but they turned it on at this point last year, and they went on to win the whole tournament. Chelsea in Europe, I feel like they're similar to Liverpool. They play better in Europe. And to be fair to Liverpool, we are playing better in Europe. Our league form is very hit and miss. Very, very hit and miss. Like I said, you beat Newcastle 1 week, you lose to City the next week. You lose to Bournemouth, you beat Sunderland. You beat up West Ham, you lose to Wolves. League-wise, Liverpool are hit and miss as anything. We're probably the most hit and miss team in the league at the moment. But Champions League, we've been good. We've been very, very, very good. Bar the exception of 2 results. I think Galatasaray, obviously when we played them last time around 1-0, poor result. And PSV Eindhoven at home, poor result. Other than that, guys, we've beaten Atletico Madrid at home 1-0. 3-2, sorry. Weren't great in the opening night against Atletico, but we did beat them. We've beaten Madrid at home when Alonso was still coach. What else have we done? Went away to the San Siro, beat Inter Milan. Not an easy team and an easy place to go and win, and we did it. Battered Karabag. Beat Marseille as well. Marseille, a team that are apparently good under Roberto De Zerbi, we went and beat them 3-0 away from home. So there's something about the Champions League that feels like it ignites something in Liverpool. Feels like we just play better when we're playing in the Champions League. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's, the atmosphere in the ground at Anfield that gets us up. The players just feel more motivated playing in Europe. Something is there that makes Liverpool a better team in the Champions League, though. Something is there. PSG isn't all that. They're not, but then again, they weren't all that last year either, to be fair. And they went on to win the whole tournament. You know what I mean? So I don't think you can ever write them off. Chelsea always get red card. I don't think they get it in Europe, though. They don't get red carded all the time in Europe. Same with my team. Yeah, your team are bad for red cards too, bro. Good in UCL, we are. What's your score prediction? I've gone 1-1. I went with a 1-1 for tomorrow's game. I think we draw the first game 1-0. And then I think we'll probably beat them at Anfield in the second leg. That's it. The atmosphere. It's literally just the atmosphere, bro. The atmosphere is the problem. I think if you can score an early goal tomorrow, you can probably quieten down their crowd and their fans. So that would be a plus. If Liverpool can start fast tomorrow, score an early goal, it will quieten down their atmosphere and we can maybe take control of the game. But just don't go there and get intimidated. Do not get intimidated. Don't let them have their way. Otherwise, we're in for a long night. A very, very long night. If I just bring up the lineup, I did do a lineup earlier, but because I had to restart the stream because of technical issues, people, I'll do it again. Appreciate everyone who locked back in as well, man. Appreciate you all, man. And my mood has kind of improved. I was livid that I had to restart the whole thing. Yeah. So this is I think it will be a 4-2-3-1 formation. Let's just scroll down a bit. In goal, of course, Alisson is out. I did do a preview on TikTok and I had Alisson in, but after that was when the news broke about him being injured. So unfortunately, it is going to be Mamardashvili in goal. Hopefully, you can have a decent game. You know what I'm saying? Right back. Look, there's 3 options you can play at right back. Either you can get Szoboszlai playing there, you can have Frimpong playing there, or Jones. It's a big game. It's a round of 16 game. Don't be screwing around with players in playing them out of position or trying them out somewhere new. Don't be doing that. We've got to do what's best for the team. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Frimpong has to be the right back for the game. He has to play. I would have played Bradley if he was available. He's not, unfortunately. So yeah, Frimpong at right back. Centre-back pairing, look, it's obvious who that is. It's going to be Virgil and Ibu. Just put Virgil there. And plus, Virgil's the captain as well. So let's go ahead and give Virgil the captain's armband. So yeah, Virgil and Konate. Now, Virgil made a mistake last time around in the 1-0 previously in the season. He gave the penalty away for the Osimhen pen. Konate wasn't great either, we know. Actually, Konate had a very bad game against these that last time out. Oops, didn't want to do that. But yeah, hopefully these two can be switched on. Left back will be Kirkes. I said, if our defence is switched on, I don't think there'll be much of a threat because if Virgin and Ibu switch on, I think Osimhen will be kept quiet, as will the other players in their team. I'll send you my team I want to see in the Atletico game of stream. No problem, not a time kid, bro. Feel free to send that over to me. I'll have a look at it. But yeah, that's the back 4. I think that's the same back 4 we played against them in the earlier game as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but whatever. Just need our 2 centre-backs to be switched on. Fingers crossed Virgil and Ibu have one of their better games than one of their bozo games. Midfield pivot, obviously Gravenberch will be in there. We know that. Got a bit to talk about Gravenberch as well in a bit too. Some good news regarding him, which I'm happy about. And then next to him, normally I'd go Gravenberch and McAllister, but for this game, I'm going to go Szoboszlai in the double pivot. Now, the manager likes to experiment with Szoboszlai. We know that he plays him right back, right wing in the 10. But it's a big game. Like I said, around the 16 game. And I think we need to play players who are performing and are up for it. McAllister, as much as I rate him and as much as I love him, he hasn't been up to the standard this year. And I don't want to be playing him in this game. I don't, unfortunately. Szoboszlai, we know Szoboszlai's natural position is the 8. Playing in an 8 is where he naturally thrives. He can play right back, but not natural. It's not his natural position. It's just you warning him there. Same in right wing, same within the 10. He can play in these positions, but naturally he's an 8. And it feels like it's been too long since we've seen him play as an 8. Either he's been forced to play right back in the 10 or at right wing. So for this game, Let's put Dom back in his natural position as in the 8, and we'll see him ball out because he can do so much when he's playing out of position. But imagine how much he can do when he's in position. You know what I'm saying? He's been very good, and again, him next to Gravenberch for this game, I think is the right decision. I think it's the right move. So I'd play Gravenberch next to him. I'd play Soberstein next to Gravenberch personally. But I wouldn't surprise me if the manager went with McAllister. Off the right, look, no brainer. It's going to be Mohamed Salah. Whether people like it or not, Salah's always going to play. He's that guy who's always going to play in the team no matter what. He's always going to. Now, I'm hoping that because it's a round of 16 game against Galatasaray. I'm hoping because it's a round of 16 game. It's for UCL. It's his stage. It's a big stage that he'll come to life and he'll actually perform and step up. Will he though? Who knows? I don't know. That's not for me to say. But fingers crossed, Mohamed Salah is on point and he shows up and shows us what he's capable of because it's still there. But yeah, he's going to play off the right. Don't even need to argue that, to be fair. We know he's going to be playing off the right wing. In the 10, Florian Wirtz. It will be Wirtz. It's great to have Wirtz back. Wirtz was, of course, injured against Forest. He missed the West Ham game and he missed the Wolves game in the league. From what I read, he was also supposed to miss the Wolves game in the Cup too, but he actually came on as a sub, so that was surprising. So it looks like he's back, and I think he will start for this game. If the manager doesn't want to risk him, he can always play Soberstein the 10 and play Maka on the 8 next to Gravenberch. But I hope that Wirtz is fit, and hopefully he can play in this game. Again, with Florian Wirtz, it's one of those where I think he's been good since he came in personally. I don't think he's been bad or anything. Just because he wasn't getting GA, he wasn't getting his flowers. Now he's getting GA. He's only going to get better in years to come. We've got a very good player here, and he will be very, very important to us for years to come here. So yeah, Wirtz in the 10. Off for left, I know a lot of people want to see Rio, but we know that's not going to happen. So it will be Cody Gakpo again, playing off the left-hand side. So Gakpo for left. Gakpo for left will be interesting because we know what to expect, right? But people are going to say Rio. For me, didn't mean to do that. For me, it's like this. Big up Night Tom Kid, appreciate you, man. Gak post, he was crap first half. Season mate, don't even bother. But yeah, don't want to risk Rio. I don't have nothing against Rio. I think he's a great player. But tomorrow is going to be a hostile atmosphere. It's a hostile ground. It is hard. It is tough going away to Galatasaray and playing. We know that. And Rio is just a kid. He's just a kid for now. And I feel starting him in an atmosphere like that in a game like this could be a recipe for disaster. If it goes wrong, only one person's going to get the blame, and that's the manager. So if the manager's smart, I think he'll go with Gakpo. By all means, bring Rio on as a sub, etc. Do all that. I don't mind. Just don't start him because I think it could be a bad thing. I think it could be a very bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think Gakpo starts, and I think he plays off the left wing. And then up top, we know who it's going to be. It's going to be none other than Mr. Superstar himself, Hugo Ekitike. Obviously, last time around, Hugo started as well. Isak came on off the bench, but of course, we have no Isak this time around. Again, look at that team on paper, guys. We should be going away to Galatasaray, really. Even if Galatasaray play their first 11, I still expect us to go here and get the 3 points with this team. But it all depends how we turn up on the night. How are we going to turn up on the night? Will we get the Liverpool we saw against Madrid? The one we saw against Marseille, Karabag, Newcastle? That free-flowing, attacking football Liverpool? Or will we get the one we saw against Wolves? Or the one we saw against Burnley? Or other games this year? I can't tell. Now, we've been better in the Champions League, like I said. I said we've been better in Europe. So that's a plus. However, I'm still very, very cautious. You know what I'm saying? Very, very cautious. But with that team, I hope we can get the 3 points. Fingers crossed we can get the 3 points. But yeah, that's for team, people. And yeah, moving on from that now. I wanted to discuss about something I saw. Well, yeah, on the game, my prediction was a 1-1. I did my match preview and everything. So if you want to check that out, people, do feel free to check that out. It is on the channel. The match preview predicted 11 thoughts and feelings on the game and score prediction. But I've gone with a 1-1 for this game. I've gone with a 1-1. Hopefully we learn. Hopefully we go there, play our game, don't get intimidated like we did last time around. And I think we can get a good result. Get a draw. I'll take a 1-1 back to Anfield. Even a 1-0 loss won't be the end of the world because we can turn it around at home. A win would be brilliant. If we can go there, get a win, that takes us into a brilliant position going into the second leg. Because then they'll have to come to Anfield and attack. And if they attack, we'll get space. And we do so much better against teams like that. So I'm going to go to 1-1 draw. I think 1-1 tomorrow. And I think in the second leg we'll do them. And I think we go do overall. But that's only half the equation then, man. You get past Galatasaray, you've got to play Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain in the next round. That would be a tough task. But if you want to win this competition, you've got to play the best and beat the best, I suppose. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have an easy route. So yeah, that was my 11, and that's my little thoughts and feelings on the game. Moving on, people. Some good news that came out on Saturday. I didn't get to discuss it, though. I didn't get to discuss it with what was going on. But, people, I am delighted to announce that Mr. Ryan Gravenberch has officially signed a new long-term contract with Liverpool. As you can see right here, guys. As you can see right here, Ryan Gravenberch has officially signed a new contract with Liverpool Football Club. Has signed a long-term contract. That is the official Liverpool website. For me, this is brilliant news. Gravenberch signing is brilliant news. I know he hasn't been great this season, but let's not forget how much of an important player Gravenberch is to Liverpool and Liverpool's system. When he first came in, there was all sorts of doubts about him. Everyone was calling him a Bayern reject, saying he didn't get a looking at Bayern. Why are we signing him? All this, all that. And he to be fair, his first season at Liverpool wasn't great. I don't think Klopp gave him as much minutes as I would have liked. But last season, Gravenberch really came into his own and he really started to thrive. I think Slot, that's one thing I'll always credit Slot on. He was able to get the best out of Gravenberch. When we needed a 6, when we were all livid, we didn't get a 6. Slot sat there and said, you know what? Gravenberch is going to be my 6. And last year, Gravenberch was brilliant in the 6. He was absolutely brilliant. He was brilliant, guys. Let's be totally honest. He was brilliant. Oh, man. He was brilliant. This season, I think it's been highlighted a bit that he's not a 6. I think, as much as I hate to admit it, he's naturally an 8. And that's where he should be playing on the pitch. So I want to see Liverpool get a 6 in, a traditional 6, so we can push Gravenberch into an 8 where he can really drive. He did brilliantly last year. No credit taken away from him. But I think we need to see him in his natural position. But Gravenberch signing is great. There was all sorts of chatter, to be fair. There were links to Barcelona, etc. But out of all the midfielders, he was the one I was most confident with signing again. McAllister and Szoboszlai, a little less so. But I had no doubt in my mind that Gravenberch would be signing on, which is great news. And I'm well happy with that, guys. So Gravenberch is here to stay. He is here to stay, and we love it. And people, these are some of Gravenberch's quotes. These are some of Gravenberch's quotes from when he signed, when he was asked about how he felt. And I love this. I love this, man. So Ryan Gravenberch on the decision. This is what he said. 1 minute. Let me just bring it up. Apologies. Gravenberch on the decision to sign new long-term deal at Liverpool. I felt directly the trust from the club, also from the manager. The decision for me was easy to make. I'm happy that I'm here. My family too. So Gravenberch is more than happy at Liverpool, as you can see. Smile on his face there. And he is going to be a Liverpool player for years to come. I believe he'll spend most of his career with us. And I'm happy. I'm very happy, man. I'm happy that he proved a lot of people wrong. A lot of people weren't rating him when he first came to Liverpool. They weren't. They called him a Bayern reject. They called him all sorts of things. I was one of the ones who actually believed in him. And he's rewarded my faith by being as good as he's been. You know what I'm saying? So he's here for the next couple of years. But we need a six, man. We need a traditional, proper six. So we can start to get the best out of Gravenberch in the 8. You know what I'm saying? I feel this year he's kind of been exposed, like I said, as not being a 6. So I'm happy he's here, but I don't want to see him being played out of position. And it'd be interesting to see how he gets on with a new manager. But yeah, man said he should have come to my club. I don't think you ever linked with him, to be fair. But yeah, Gravenberch has signed a new deal. He's here to stay, and we love it. We love it, man. We love it. A lot of talk of will he go to Barcelona, will he stay or not? There was never any doubt in my mind. You know, with McAllister, I'm a little bit cautious. With Soboslai, I'm a bit cautious. But with him, there was no doubt in my mind that he'd end up staying at Liverpool. None. Genuinely none. So yeah, that's the good news. We'll talk a bit more about the game, then we'll talk a bit about the Champions League fixtures as well. I'll give you guys my predictions for the other ones too. However, before that, I wanted to bring this up. I don't know if people have seen this, but this was reported by the transfer sector. As you can see, guys. Oh, didn't want to do that. My bad. Come on. There we go. Apologies for that, people. You guys can see this. So, people, here's what transfer sector have apparently reported. So, rumour, Xabi Alonso has an agreement in place to take over at Liverpool next season on a 3-year deal, provided Arne Slot doesn't win the Champions League. Look, I expected something like this, but apparently, transfer sector are reporting that it's been confirmed that Alonso will be our manager next season. He's agreed a deal on a 3-year deal if Slot doesn't win the Champions League, which is why I think Liverpool play better in the Champions League, because I think the manager knows this is what he has. This is all he has to win this competition. Otherwise, he's gone. We didn't spend 400 million to just win an FA Cup. We didn't. We're league champions. When you win a league, when you spend big money, expectation goes up. Rightly so as well. And for us, my expectation was to win one of the big trophies this year. If we do that, I'll look back at the season and say we struggled in the league, but we did well in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And it will probably won't start having to stay, to be fair. But that's if. So Slot has pretty much got the Champions League or nothing. If he can't win this competition, he's gone. And I don't think we will win the Champions League, to be fair. I think we'll come up unstuck if we end up playing them. If we end up playing them a Bayern or someone like that. So I don't think we will. This is obviously, look, take this with a pinch of salt, of course, innit? Take it with a pinch of salt. Come to Madrid, Sobo. We'll see about that. But I feel like this is a big reason as to why Slot is still here. I genuinely do. I feel that the club feel like we have a better chance of qualifying for the top 5 with Slot than without him. That they feel if they're bringing it into him, we have less chance. Which I see the logic behind, but then I also don't see the logic behind. I also feel Alonso wanted a break. I think he wanted a break. You look at how he was at Madrid. He had to deal with Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., all these egos, a lot of strain being the Madrid manager. He had to deal with a lot. So that must have really stressed Alonso out. And naturally, I can understand why he'd want a break and he wouldn't want to return straight back into coaching. I do. So I do feel to an extent that maybe Liverpool approached Xabi a while back and he probably said, I don't want to come into management now halfway through a season. I want to take some time off and I will join you guys in the summer. So that's why I feel there's another reason I feel like Liverpool haven't sacked Slot. I feel like Alonso's told Liverpool they have to wait. And I feel like Liverpool feel that with Slot, we have a better chance of top 5 than we do without him. And of course, they want to see if he can win the Champions League. Which, again, if we win the Champions League, my jaw will be underground. My jaw will be underground because I don't think we can do it. But hey, who knows, right? But yeah, apparently, agreement has been put in place on a 3-year deal for Alonso to take over in the summer if Slot doesn't win the UCL. Now, transfer sector, they're not exactly a nothing source. They aren't exactly a nothing source. They are pretty reliable. But then again, they're not exactly the most reliable Liverpool outlet. So take this with a pinch of salt, but it is there. It is there apparently. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. But I'm 70% sure that Slot will be gone in the summer. I'm 30% sure he stays, and I'm 70% sure he goes. There's always a chance he can stay. I'm open to the idea. I'm not deluded enough to think he's gone definitely. You've got to always think, what if he doesn't go? So I do think he could stay in the world, but I do think he will be gone. And I think Alonso will be the manager. So take what you want with this one. But it is interesting for sure, to say the least. It's very interesting. Yeah, moving on. This is what Slot had to say in regards to tomorrow's game when he was asked in his presser about it. These are some quotes from Slot's presser, I believe. So as you guys can see right here, Arne Slot on what has changed for Liverpool. Well, since Liverpool played Galatasaray last, correction. So I'm trying to resume in, apologies. So here's what he's had to say. After playing them, we know them better. Now playing them, we watch even more games. I have even more respect for the manager who has won a lot at that club. Recently, they were able to beat Besiktas with 10 men. They have quality players who can fight with good fans behind them. I agree with Slot. Galatasaray are no mugs, like I said. A team that are actually decent. Crazy fans, crazy atmosphere, crazy ground. I agree with him. Quality players, Osimhen, Icardi, Sane. I think Slot's spot on. But ultimately, at times, I think Slot, in my opinion, I think he gives a bit too much credit to the opposition at times. And I don't like that. I don't. I think he needs to be a bit more rigid, a little bit more ruthless. Last season, he was fanboying all over Paris Saint-Germain. Fanboying all over them, which I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Klopp would never have done that. So this is one thing about Slot I don't like. Too much bigging up of other clubs. How about you play us up a bit as well? Because we're no mugs. We're Liverpool. We are European royalty. We've won 6 cups. We're no mugs in this competition. So this arse kissing of other clubs, I don't really like it much. But yeah, we have played them before, so we know what it's like going to their ground. Obviously, this time it's a 2-legged game. It's not just a pointless league format game. But yeah, I agree with Slot here. I agree with Slot. It will be tough at their ground, but ultimately, they will find it tough at our ground as well. I think too much people are going on about how at Anfield it's going to be at Galatasaray's ground it's going to be electric crazy. When they come Anfield, it's going to be similar for them too. It's going to be similar for them as well. So I feel there's too much focus on how good Galatasaray are and how good they can be at their ground, and less so on what we can be at our ground. We know what we can do at Anfield on a European night. Just ask Barcelona what happened when they came to us. Just ask Barcelona what happened when they came to us. They didn't get on well, did they? But yeah, I agree with Slot there. I just think he needs to stop playing other teams up so much. If I can just share this, guys. This is from when we last played Galatasaray. When we played them earlier in the season, which was late September. So it was the 30th of September. Just bringing you guys the everything up from it. So this is it. These were the stats from when we last played. So as you can see right here, 8 shots on target, 8 shots for Liverpool, 7 for Galatasaray, 2 on target, 3 for theirs. Liverpool had 62% of the ball, 38% to them. Corners were 7 to us, 3 to them. And they, of course, won 1-0. A Virgil van Dijk mistake led to a Victor Osimhen penalty and them going 1-0 up. And yeah, from there, they low blocked it. I know the stats look close, but they did play a low block in this game, I remember. As you can see, players in the team that they have, Gundogan's there as well. He's another one I forgot about. Lemina used to play for Southampton. Sanchez, nighttime kid, you know all about Davinson Sanchez at Tottenham. Lucas Torreira as well, an ex-Arsenal player. Osimhen as well, obviously here. On the bench, look, Icardi is there. You've got Sane there as well. So they have got players who can hurt you, 100%. And this was how we lined up last time around. I think we'll line up similar. Only difference is I think we'll play a 4-2-3-1. I don't think we see Jones start this game. Wirtz won't be playing on the wing. And yeah, other than that, obviously Alisson's out as well. But yeah, this was the last time we played Galatasaray. We didn't get on well. Did not get on well. So let's hope we've learnt this time around. Let's hope we've learnt from it this time around. Right, let's move it into the move back into the center. So yeah, guys, appreciate everyone locked in. Big up to every single person in here. It's going to be a very intriguing game tomorrow. I'll say that. A very, very intriguing game. And I'm hoping Liverpool can be up for it. I'll say. Look, I think any result's possible tomorrow. I think any result is possible. I'm not dumb enough to say, oh, it's going to be a one-sided game. No. No. I think Galatasaray can win tomorrow. I think it could be a draw, Desmond. And I think Liverpool could win as well. Any result's possible for me tomorrow. Any result. I'm not going to rule anything out. It's football. Anything can happen. In the Champions League, anything can happen. You know, you think a game's going to... You think it's going to be an easy game? It ends up being the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Ends up being the complete opposite. Teams have been knocked out before. You know, we beat PSG last season away from home. You'd think at Anfield we'd deal with them. They made it hard for us and they beat us. I'm saying in years gone by, Spurs have been knocked out to City. Who would have thought that? You know what I'm saying? So it's for Champions League. European nights can produce crazy results. And again, I expect there to be some upsets this time around as well. I think some of the games that have been drawn, I think a lot of us are going to be surprised at a couple of big teams exiting. I genuinely do. I would not rule anything out, in the Champions League. I genuinely wouldn't. But yeah, Night Time Kid, I know you wanted me to do this, bro, so I'm going to give you guys my sort of, if I can just zoom in, my preview for the games coming up. I'll see it. If I just share the screen, hoping you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys should be able to see this now. So this the games for tomorrow, guys. These are the games for tomorrow and Wednesday. Obviously, Galatasaray, Liverpool on at 5:45. Newcastle versus Barcelona 8. Atletico Madrid, Tottenham 8. Atlanta versus Bayern 8 o'clock. Leverkusen versus Arsenal. Paris Saint-Germain, Chelsea, Bodo Glimt Sporting, Real Madrid City on Wednesday. So yeah, I'll just give you guys my quick prediction for these games. I'll give you guys my quick prediction for the games. We'll start with Galatasaray versus Liverpool. Then obviously we've just spent about an hour and so talking about this one. I predicted a 1-1. Like I said, we played them earlier in the season. I'm hoping we've learnt from it. I'm hoping we've learnt from the loss. And I'm hoping that we rectify it and we don't make the same mistake twice. I've gone with a 1-1 draw for the first leg. I do expect us to go through over the two legs. I think the second leg being at Anfield, like I said, it's a big advantage for us. A big advantage having that second leg at home. So I think, again, don't lose away from home. If we lose 1-0, 2-1, cool. It's only a 1 goal. We can turn that around. You know what I'm saying? However, just don't get smashed and we're good. At Anfield, I trust us to beat them. So I think the score will be 1-0 for tomorrow for the first leg. And then I trust Liverpool in the second leg to turn it on. And I think we'll beat them overall and go through. Newcastle versus Barcelona. This isn't going to be as easy for people as I think people think. I think a lot of people expect Barcelona to absolutely to beat them easily. It won't be the case. Newcastle are a very, very difficult side. Against big teams, they make it hard. They've beaten City at home. They made it hard against us with 10 men. Beaten an informed United with 10 men. They made it hard for Arsenal. And again, St. James's Park is another ground where atmosphere is electric. The atmosphere in that ground is crazy. It's crazy. So I think with Barcelona, they'll find it hard. However, their heritage, their know-how, their experience, I think will be too much for Newcastle. And I think that will carry them through over two legs. The first leg will be hard for Barcelona. Going to St. James's, the fans will be up for it. The players will be up for it. a European night over in Newcastle is always tough time. PSG found that out. They got battered a couple of years ago. So as long as Barcelona manage the first leg, I think they should go through, because I think at the camp now, or the new camp, whatever you call it, I think it will be enough for them to go through. So overall, I'm going to go with Barcelona to go through the tie. But I think on the night, I think this will be a draw. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a 2-2. I think Newcastle will give them a game. But the second leg at home, I think Barcelona do them an advance. This game here, Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham. Nighttime Kid, you're still in the chat, brother. How are you feeling, man? Atletico Madrid away. Spurs, they're in trouble. In the league, they're in trouble. If I was Tottenham's manager, I'd just field a weak team in this game. Genuinely, I would field a weak team in this game. You know, they need to be focusing on Premier League survival and surviving in the Premier League. They need to be focusing there. That's where their aim and focus should all be. That's where their energy should be. They shouldn't be playing a strong team in this game and running the risk of injuries. They've already got loads of injuries as it is. So for this game, for this one, I think Atletico should beat them over 2 legs. Sorry, Nighttime Kid, I know you big up yourself, man, my brother and that. But for this one, I think this will be comfortable for Atletico over 2 legs. Tomorrow's game, I think Atletico win comfortably. Tottenham are probably just going to park the bus in this game, let's be honest. They'll park the bus, they'll sit back, and they'll probably just pray for a 0-0. And I see Atletico Madrid picking them apart. I think Lookman there will be a problem. Griezmann, another one. We know how good Griezmann could be on his day. So I think this will be too much for Spurs to deal with. So I'm expecting Atletico Madrid over the sorry about that. I'm expecting Atletico Madrid over 2 legs to advance, and I see them beating Spurs comfortably here. So I'm gonna go with a 3-0 win to Atletico Madrid. 3-0 Atletico first leg, and then that'll be enough for them to go through over second overall. So I don't see this being a tough game for Atletico. Like I said, Spurs are in trouble. They need to focus on the Prem, so they should play a weak team. Will they do that? I don't know. But yeah, Atletico to advance over 2 legs and to win tomorrow. I'm going to go 3-0. Atlanta versus Bayern. This is a game that I think is more straightforward, to be fair. Atlanta, Italian team, you know, Italian teams can be hard to beat and etc. They're very compact and that. But Bayern are amazing this season. For me, Bayern are the best team in the world. They're my favourites to win this competition. I think they will win the competition. So there's that. They've got some brilliant players in their team. You got Diaz over there, my boy Diaz balling out. Kane. You have Gnabry. They've got some good players in that team. And for me, like I said, they're the best team in the world at the moment. They're my favourites to win this competition, and I think they will. So over 2 legs here, I think Bayern won't have too much issues going through. I expect Bayern to comfortably advance. So I'm going to go with a Bayern Munich win. Bayern Munich win on the night and the second leg too, and them to advance overall. So yeah, I'll go 2-0 Bayern first leg. See, man, with no faith. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, I think Atletico deal with you comfortably. But for this one, Bayern easy, I think. On the night, in the second leg and overall. So Wednesday's games now. Okay, so we have Leverkusen versus Arsenal. Actually, you know what? We'll go with Bodo Glimt versus Sporting, because I think this will be the least interesting one. Bodo Glimt are actually doing bits, man. Fair play to them. Bodo Glimt are actually doing bits. So they're beating City. 1 and 2 other teams they've gotten good results against as well. I think they're going to go through. I think Bodo Glimt are going to go through to the quarters. So I think they win on the night, and I think they go through overall. So that's that one done. Leverkusen versus Arsenal. Okay. Arsenal have hit the jackpot here with their draw. They're on the easier side. I think us, Madrid, City, Bayern are all on the hard side of a draw. PSG, Chelsea. And I feel them, Barcelona, Atletico, Tottenham are on the easier side. So I think Arsenal have hit the jackpot here with this draw. Leverkusen have been completely, they're unrecognisable from the last couple of years. Under Xabi Alonso's gone, Wirtz has gone, Frimpong's gone. They've lost a lot of players. They're unrecognisable. They're not a good team no more. A couple of years ago, if this tie had come about, I would have been thinking, okay, interesting. But I see Arsenal comfortably advancing here. I think they'll win this game on the night. I think they'll win the second leg. And I see them advancing overall in the tie. So, yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1 Arsenal in this one. And at the Emirates, they beat them as well. And they go through. So now we have the two big games, the two big ties here. You've got PSG, Chelsea, Madrid, City. We'll start with Madrid versus City. These two teams play each other every year at this point. It's just becoming standard for these teams to play each other every single year. It's getting boring at this point. But look, Madrid, they're crap. But Madrid are Madrid. Heritage in the Champions League can always heritage. You know what I'm saying? They played each other already this season. City did beat them 2-1 when Alonso was still coach. Obviously, now Arbeloa was there. Madrid weren't good in the last round against Benfica. They scraped through, if we're being honest. They weren't good. City aren't great either this year, but they're still better than Madrid. I think overall, I think City will win. I think City win and advance. I think the first leg will be a draw, though. I think at Bernabeu, City will struggle and Madrid will put in a show. But the second leg at the Etihad in Manchester, I think it will be enough for City to advance. So I'm going to go with City to advance in that one overall. But, of course, never rule out Real Madrid. Heritage is heritage, you know what I'm saying? And for me, the biggest game of the tie, PSG versus Chelsea. A repeat of the FIFA Club World Cup final back in the summer. Obviously, Chelsea with new management. PSG, again, been a bit weird this season. They haven't hit the heights they did last year. They've been slow at the blocks. They're not having a good La Liga League One season either in France. But I think they will turn it on in the second half of the season. I genuinely do. Chelsea doing okay under Rafinha, doing well. But again, I wouldn't rule Chelsea getting something out of this game. I would not rule it upset out. You never know. But I think PSG's experience. I think Enrique versus Rafinha, it's a bad matchup. Enrique is so much superior as a head coach. I think PSG get the revenge overall. Chelsea, I think, will give them a game. I think if Chelsea get a good result in Paris at Stamford Bridge, they can cause PSG problems. They've been good in Europe as well, gotten good results against Barcelona, other clubs too. But I'm going to back Paris Saint-Germain and Luis Enrique to advance overall. But if Chelsea do it, fair play. If they do it, fair play. But I'm going to go with a PSG win on the night. Second leg, I think, will end up in a draw. But I think Paris Saint-Germain overall will advance. So yeah, those are my predictions, guys, for the games this weekend overall. So I think Liverpool tomorrow will be a draw between Galatasaray, Liverpool 1-1. And I think we advance overall. In the second leg, we win. Newcastle, Barcelona, I think it will be a draw tomorrow as well. But I expect Barcelona to advance overall. Atletico, Tottenham, I think Atletico Madrid win on the night. And I think they advance overall in the tie too. Atlanta, Bayern win on the night. And Bayern to advance in the tie overall as well. Bordeaux, Glimt, Sporting, I think Bordeaux, Glimt win on the night. And they advance in the tie overall. Arsenal, Leverkusen, Arsenal win on the night. They advance in the tie. Madrid City, I think this will be a draw first leg, but I think Madrid City win the second leg and advance overall. And then PSG Chelsea, I think PSG win this leg. Second leg, I think will be a draw, but I think Paris Saint-Germain advance overall. So yeah, I've gone with Liverpool to advance, Barcelona to advance, Atletico Madrid to advance, Bayern to advance, Arsenal to advance, Paris Saint-Germain to advance, Bordeaux Glimt to advance, and Manchester City to advance. So yeah, that is my prediction, guys, for the Champions League. That is my prediction. But yeah, big up to every single one who has joined me, people. Big up to all of you guys. Got the stream done. Had to restart it, but whatever, it is what it is, man. Sometimes things happen for a reason. But I'm going to head off, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with the watch long for the game. So stay tuned for that, people. Stay tuned for the watch long. I'll be back after the watch long with a match reaction as well. Hopefully Liverpool can get a good result, but it remains to be seen. But yeah, big up everyone. I'm going to head off now. Quick world call before we go. Big up to Nighty Tom Kid, legend himself. Big up to Nighty Tom Kid on his other account. Big up to Andre. Big up yourself, brother. Big up to my brother, African King. Make sure you sub to King, man. One of the fellowship of the realists, my brother. And big up to Indian Scouser as well. Make sure you sub to my brother, Indian Scouser too, man. Doing some great Liverpool stuff on YouTube himself. And yeah, people, big up everyone. Appreciate everyone being in. I'll speak to you all soon. Catch you in a bit. Liverpool Prophet out. Peace.